Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Beck and welcome to the Winter 2015 edition of Buena Park Today. On Buena Park Today, we highlight some of the events happening in the city's activity and news guide. In this edition, we'll visit with the Convention and Visitors Bureau here at the California Welcome Center to talk about a new ticketing service for tourists and residents alike. And then we'll visit with Community Development at City Hall to talk about some of the new businesses in town, and we'll also take a trip to Nutrilite to see some of their new improvements at their headquarters right here in Buena Park. So stay tuned. Everyone visiting the Southland, as well as residents living here, should consider visiting the California Welcome Center at the historic Stage Stop Hotel on 6601 Beach Boulevard, across from the City Hall, either online or in person. If you're looking for ticket discounts for the many activities offered in the Southland, CaliforniaTicketAndTourCenter.com can offer you help in getting them faster and sometimes at the best discounts available. I met with Sarah Copping, the director of Visit Buena Park, to ask more about the services being offered. So Sarah, tell us about this new ticketing service that you guys implemented not too long ago.
Well, we're really excited. About 2 weeks ago, Southern California Ticket and Tour Center moved into the California Welcome Center and has been a great new resources for the tourists and visitors coming into our area.
So how is this different from before?
Well, with the new wholesale ticket vendor in, visitors will experience more savings. They also will experience more savings with hotel deals, attraction deals, and hotel bundles.
And then you were telling me too that they know a lot more information about the hidden gems, insights into all the attractions around the town.
Absolutely. That's another great resource for us to have, is that the wholesale ticket vendors are very knowledgeable about all the special events happening at our attractions and in our area. So they're really knowledgeable and up to date on specific things about those attractions.
How many tourists come here on an average monthly basis?
We get anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 during our off-peak season, and then during the summer we can get upwards of 4,000 to 5,000 per month. So we generate about 40,000, 45,000 people annually into the center.
Now, I know this isn't the only California Welcome Center in the area. Can you talk about the closest one and how many there are in California?
Correct. We are number 19, but our center is unique in that we are the only one in the Orange County and Los Angeles area, so we're serving kind of a large area. The other closest one is in Oceanside, in San Diego, and then in Ventura.
And I met a volunteer up at front, and I know you guys have a lot of volunteers working here. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we do need a lot of volunteers here to help with all of the visitor traffic that we get in here. And so we're open 7 days a week, 9 to 5 a.m. So as you can imagine, we definitely need help here. And our volunteers are a great help for us here to service these tourists. So they get a lot of benefit from it. Not only do we get to take them on tours of the area so that they're aware and knowledgeable about everything in Orange County, but they get to socialize with people from all around the world.
I understand there's a volunteer here who's going to talk to us about some of the things that she does here at the Welcome Center.
Yes, we've had Cami Wing here with us for a couple of months now, and she's been a great resource and help for us.
Hi, Cami.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. So tell us, how long have you been here for?
I have been here since September.
And can you tell us more about what you do here at the Welcome Center?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a volunteer, and what we do is we greet all of the travelers from around the world who come here to find out about what are the amazing attractions and places to stay here in Southern California.
So on a daily basis, can you kind of walk through and tell us what exactly you do?
Oh, yes. Well, we greet our guests, who are the travelers, and what we do is we bring them into this room where there are tons of maps and travel guides and all these type of information that we can share with them so that they know where to go, where to stay, and where are the best places to be. And then there are some people who also come in who want to redeem some Go Passes that they buy online, and that way they can also have discounted prices to go to different attractions as well.
Such as like Knott's Berry Farm and Pirate.
Absolutely, and medieval times, and Disneyland, and even to Los Angeles and San Diego, all types of places.
So Cami, can you tell us some of the benefits about being a volunteer here?
Yes, it's a wonderful place to meet people because, as I said earlier, you see people from all over the world and different languages and different types of cultures, so you get to interact with them and you provide them with all this information about Southern California as a great destination. And then also we have wonderful staff here and we interact with each other so that we can provide the best place for people to get this information.
And I understand that you are a volunteer elsewhere as well. Can you tell us about that?
Do you mean in another?
In Buena Park?
Yes, I'm also a marketing intern for Visit Buena Park, and we do a lot of writing and e-marketing so that people can learn about the wonderful city of Buena Park.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Cami.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cami and Sarah, for that useful information. If you want to stop on by at the California Welcome Center, get a ticket, or find out more information, come on to the old historic Stage Stop Hotel here on Beach Boulevard. Now we'll head on over to the City Hall to talk to community development about new businesses happening in town. Community development is very important to every city, and Buena Park is no stranger to its positive effects. From shopping, dining, and entertaining, it all starts with working with community development and City Hall to make new businesses and activities happen in the city. I met with Joel Rosen of Community Development to find out more about some of the newest businesses to open in Buena Park. Tell us about these new businesses that are popping up in the city.
Well, we have a lot of exciting new things happening in the community. The mall is just doing some amazing things. They have a new management company there, Vestar, and they've brought in some great new retailers. TJ Maxx just opened up. Smash Burger, new restaurant. There's a new restaurant called Kick and Crab that's under construction. Of course, the Olive Garden just opened up last year. So we are so excited about all the transformations that are taking place at the mall and bringing new energy and vitality to that location.
And of course, JCPenney outlet as well, right?
Right. Well, so farther down the street a little bit on Orangethorpe, almost to Valley View, there's a new outlet for JCPenney's. JCPenney's actually owns one of the largest distribution and warehouse and distribution facilities in the country there at that location, and they've transformed part of their space to a retail outlet for their furniture products. And so they've just opened up, and it was a great opening, and we're very excited also to have them in our family.
And I know that, we were talking a little bit earlier about economic development and community development. And I mean, most people don't know, the difference. So can you tell us, which part is community development, which part is economic development in terms of all the new businesses opening, how involved you guys are as opposed to the economic development side?
Right. So we work very closely with the economic development department. Really, the differentiation is that economic development tries to deal with more of the financial components of the project. If there's any agreements or contracts that need to be negotiated that relate to city finances or helping with the assistance for development in the community. Community development deals with the planning. Does it fit on the property? Is the parking right? Is there enough access, circulation, that kind of thing? And then, of course, in the construction. So once the economic development wing is done, so to speak, with their negotiations, it's really my department that takes the ball and runs with it and makes sure that the projects get built, the plans are submitted and they're to codes and that kind of thing, and ultimately constructed, and we approve all that as part of our responsibility.
And going back to TJ Maxx and JCPenney and some of the other new developments that happen in Buena Park, I know myself, I shop often at TJ Maxx too, as well as, go dine at Olive Garden. Can we expect future shops and restaurants at Buena Park?
Oh, yeah.
Downtown Buena Park?
Absolutely. Well, in downtown Buena Park, of course, I think we have some shops and restaurants, but actually there's a new attraction under construction currently. It's a bounce house, actually.
We heard about it at Silverado Days.
Yeah, so it's going to have trampolines in there, and it's a trampoline park, actually, within the mall. It's taking over the old Stephen Barry's retail space. on the first level near Walmart. And it's a very large store, over 20,000 square feet, and it's going to have both the trampolines, but also opportunities for people to have parties and activities there, and competitions and tournaments. So it's going to be a lot of fun for the whole community.
I'm excited to check that out. And we also know that there's another company in Buena Park that made huge improvements. Can you tell us more about this company that's been around for 80 years?
Oh yes, Nutrilite, which is, you can't talk about Buena Park without talking about Knott's Berry Farm and Nutrilite. Nutrilite is one of our largest employers in the city. They produce vitamins and have for 80 years there at that location. They continually expand over those 80 years, adding new buildings and new research laboratories, and just recently they opened a 60,000 square foot building that houses scientists and laboratories for development of new vitamins and new concepts, food products also, healthy food products. As well as a rooftop demonstration garden. And it's really kind of an amazing space. And up on the roof you'll see some of the ways that they grow their own, and they grow all of their own fruits and vegetables that go in their vitamins. They collect all those products, they transport them here to our facility, dry them, and then grind them up and use them in their vitamin products. But on the roof is a little history of the development of the company, of the Renberg family and their foundation of the company, and some of the instruments and tools that they used 80 years ago when they were making vitamins, surprisingly enough. They actually did make vitamins. It was a different way, different technique, but they actually did make them in little capsules, and so they've been doing that here at this location for a long time, and we're so proud to have them in our community.
I'm actually really excited to go see. I mean, I pass by the building all the time. Is there any way we can go over there and take a tour?
Sure, let's go on over.
Stay tuned. So here we are standing in front of the Nutrilite building with Joel.
Yeah, it's so excited to be here. Just a few blocks from City Hall. We get to go inside and see the newly remodeled entryway to their facility, and the new plaza area, and also the brand new building. But to tell you more about that, I have Bob Tully from Nutrilite here.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. It's a great pleasure to have you here today. This is just the latest rebuilding and renovation of a complex that's been here since 1946 is when we started here. And we've included some new experience programs, some new research and development that goes into our supplement line. But as opposed to standing here and talking about it, why don't I invite you to come into our Center for Optimal Health and see for yourself.
Awesome. Let's go and check it out. So Bob, we just walked in, and tell us about this receiving area right here.
Well, this area is where we receive people who are coming to visit our center, 90% of which are distributors of Nutrilite products, who are literally coming from any of the over 80 countries that Amway distributes throughout the world. So they're coming in here to start their tour experience, to learn a little bit more about what we do and how we do it.
Awesome. So should we start?
Absolutely. Well, we start, they sign in over here. Well, they're signing in and getting some information.
Currently a tour.
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, we've got some guests here from the United States and also from Taiwan, from a large group that is visiting from that country, some of our leading distributors. So they'll check in over here, and then they may start into our experience center over here this way, or they may start in our theater seeing a video about our Nutrilite Farms, because basically we're a plant-based supplement company. So our story usually begins at one of our 4 farms around the world. So that's the story that we're telling here in Buena Park.
So here we are at the Rooftop Garden. We're surrounded by these beautiful plants, including aloe vera, cactus, and so much more, right, Bob?
Absolutely. Nutrilite uses over 170 different plants in their supplement line. So a lot of those are represented up here in our Rooftop Farm experience. We want to talk to people again about the beginning of the Nutrilite process, and that is and has always been based in plants.
And I see right over here there's a really good-looking building. Tell us about this building.
This is a structure with a long history. This is actually a Quonset hut, which was manufactured and used by the U.S. Army, and it was the first structure that was built here in Buena Park and that Carl Renborg, the founder of our company, used partially as a manufacturing and research facility, partially as housing. He and his small family actually stayed in one part of it, and they did research and development in the rest of it. So it's a big
mailbox right there.
Exactly. It's a big piece of the historical story of Nutrilite.
Are we allowed to go inside and check it out?
Absolutely. Yeah, please follow me.
So this was actually the living quarters of Dr. Sam.
Exactly. The small family of Carl Renborg, his wife Edith, and the young boy, Dr. Sam, actually lived in this area because Carl had to actually monitor his experimentation and his manufacturing, which was happening right next door in the next part of this building. So they actually lived in this space.
Sleep work.
Exactly. And a lot of things you see here are actually from that time period, are actually representative of, or actually pieces that they used when they were living here. Yeah.
So Bob, explain to us about the process. I mean, there's so much going on here from beginning to end, I guess.
What you have here is you have state-of-the-art supplement manufacturing circa 1934, where Carl would actually take a scythe and he put the basket on the scythe so whatever plants he was trying to harvest with the scythe wouldn't hit the ground, because he didn't know exactly what was in there that was beneficial, and he didn't want to have to wash it off while he was washing off any dirt. So he would use that scythe with the basket. He would accumulate these plants. He would put them in old milk pails with a screen in there, and they would basically steep in there, and you get the nutrients out of it, and that's removing the fiber. Then you get this liquid. You put it in, and what this is behind us, it's a still. He had to convince the U.S. government back in the 30s and 40s that he was using this still to help remove some of the water from his supplements, as opposed to other uses that we're having for stills at that particular time. So he would use this, and he would use a third room in this structure to remove the water, and then he'd get this powder. And there you've removed the water and the fiber, and you've kept the potency of the nutrients in there. And then he would actually make a 2-part capsule, which was the technology of the time. So would you like to see how he actually did that?
Yeah, I actually see some over there.
Yeah, right over here. They would manufacture soft gels. So the soft gel 2-part capsule technology had just been developed with gelatin. So they built this board, this brass board, and you actually took the concentrates, which was basically a fruit or vegetable, which you pull the fiber out of, you pull the water out of, and you keep this powder, which has a lot of that, the nutrients, the plant-based nutrients or phytonutrients, that was what we were trying to isolate and provide to people. Then you would fill all of these up, you would drop that down, and there you had these 2-part capsules. You take them out, snap them together, boom, and you had a supplement.
All of these.
That was a long day for and then he would hire ladies to come in and simply fill these capsules.
So we're standing inside the greenhouse. Tell us about what went on here.
Well, what we're telling about in this greenhouse area is the Nutrilite farming principles. We are organic in our farms, and we're also sustainable. We actually look at the farm as a living thing, and we want the soil to be healthier, the plants, the animals, the people, and the community around those farms. So we talk to people about how we do that. How do we keep the soil healthy? How do we keep the plants healthy using natural means as opposed to synthetic?
And some of these are actual, I guess, things that were used back then?
Oh, absolutely. You see displays here that talk about organic types of fertilizers, organic types of pesticides. We have simple displays here that talk about what we call good bugs and bad bugs. Some of the bad bugs that prey on our crops, and good bugs that we will use to eliminate those bad bugs instead of having to use a synthetic pesticide.
Ladybugs?
Ladybugs, actually, there's a little tiny insect called an aphid which preys on our crops. Well, ladybugs eat aphids. So we will literally spread ladybugs out on the fields.
Like that picture over there.
Exactly. Good bugs controlling bad bugs.
I see a group of people here taking a tour. Now, if people wanted to come, can anyone come inside and take a tour?
Absolutely. We do tours here 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. And you can contact us online at Nutrilite.com. It gives you a contact both online and a phone number to call to schedule a tour for yourselves, whether you're a distributor of our products, which these people are, or whether you're just somebody who wants to know more about the subject.
And if people wanted to find out more information about your products or purchase them, how could they go about doing that?
Again, by starting at Nutrilite.com, learning a little bit more about the line that we have, the products that we have, and then it'll connect you with an Amway distributor who is exclusively who we sell Nutrilite products through.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Bob. I mean, we learned so much about your facility, so much about green plants, healthy supplements. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for taking the time. You're always welcome.
There you have it on this edition of Buena Park Today. We checked out the California Welcome Center with the new ticketing service. If you wanted to check out more services, check out their website, as well as the new community development here in Buena Park, JCPenney, TJ Maxx, as well as some of the other restaurants in downtown Buena Park, and of course, Nutrilite, the oldest building here in Buena Park. I'm Kathy Beck. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Before we go, there are some activities we'd like you to know about. There are a lot of fun activities scheduled this spring in the city of Buena Park. This March 30th is the Buena Park Police Department's 5th annual Relay for Life golf tournament at the Los Coyotes Country Club. All participants are sure to have a great time while helping to fight against a disease that takes too much. The annual Spring Extravaganza is Saturday, April 4th at Boiserank Park. It all starts with the Buena Park Noon Lions pancake breakfast, and then it's field games, live entertainment, spring crafts, a petting zoo that all culminates with everyone's favorite candy hunt for all the kids. Friday, April 17th is the All-City and Schools track and field event at Buena Park High School. Open to all students born between 2002 and 2009, you're all invited to come out and show your talent in track and field events like running, jumping, and throwing. More information coming up in the Buena Park Today Spring 2015 issue. And finally, the annual Children's Art Festival is Saturday, April 25th at the new Buena Park Community Center. A fun and enjoyable day of arts and crafts await all children in the city. With live performances and even a drum circle, your kids will have a wonderful time exploring all that art can do to enhance their lives.